Hello, students. Welcome to poem number 4, The Last Bargain, written by Rabindranath Tagore. A bargain is an agreement in which both parties promise to do something for each other. Someone is looking for work, waiting to be hired. He strikes a bargain, but he thinks it is worthless. He tries twice again, but doesn't like either. Finally, in the last bargain, when he is hired for nothing, whatever, he is happy as never before. What is the bargain and why is it the best? Let us read and find out. But before we go to the poem, I would like to tell you about the poet Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was born in Calcutta on the 6th of May 1861. He received his education at his own home and later at University College London. He was a poet, a dramatist, novelist, short story writer, a philosopher, and a nation builder. He founded a school at Shantiniketan in West Bengal, which later on expanded into an international university known as the Vishwa Bharati University. He even created a new form of music which is known as Rabindra Sangeet. He is the author of India's national anthem Jana Gana Mana. He died in Calcutta on the 7th of August 1941. Now, children, let us read the poem first and then listen to the verse by verse explanation. The Last Bargain, written by Rabindranath Tagore. Come and hire me, I cried, while in the morning I was walking on the stone paved road. Sword in hand, the king came in his chariot. He held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. But his power counted for naught, and he went away in his chariot. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of money. He pondered and said, I will hire you with my money. He weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. It was evening. The garden hedge was all aflower. The fair maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. The sun glistened on the sand, and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. From henceforward, that bargain struck in child's play made me a free man. So, children, let us go back to the first verse and listen to the explanation verse by verse. So, this poem, The Last Bargain, is a 16-line poem composed in blank verse. Now, what does blank verse mean? It means it does not rhyme like the normal English poems rhyme. So, you don't have rhyming words. So, it is said to be composed in blank verse, conveying a very strong message which is needed for this materialistic world that we live in, that no power, no money or lust can make us happy. Simplicity and innocence are the most supreme of all. Now, in this poem, The Last Bargain, it opens with the speaker walking on the stone paved road. Hire me means come and take me, give me some job. Now, this man is walking on the stone paved road and he says, somebody hire me. So, the first one who wants to hire him is a king. He comes in his chariot. Now, a chariot is a vehicle that is drawn by horses. In the olden days, you must have seen, in the Ramayana or in the Mahabharata, you must have seen so many chariots being driven. So, the king holds out his hand and says, I will hire you with my power. That means I am strong and I can hire you. I have the strength to hire you. But his power counted for naught. That means it was of no use. And so he refused to be hired by the king. And so the speaker tells him that he wants to hire him, but the king's power counts for nothing, and so he leaves the place in his chariot. Then we come to the second verse. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors, because when it is hot and sunny, people like to stay inside their houses. I wandered along the crooked lane. Here is this man, the speaker, wants to, he's looking for someone to hire him. And so he wanders along the crooked lane. An old man comes out with his bag of gold. And he ponders, means he thinks very deeply, and he says, I will hire you with my money. That means he's aware of his wealth. And so he weighs his coins one by one, thinking how much will he give for this man, for this man to work for him. But the man didn't want to be hired because of the money. And so he refuses. So, because money will soon be spent and money can never buy everlasting happiness. Then in the evening, let us go to the next verse. It was evening, the garden hedge was all aflower. The fair maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. So, in the evening, the garden fences were full of flowers. A fair maid comes out and tells the speaker that she will hire him with her attractive and smiling face. But as you know, no one can remain smiling and happy forever, right? So, this maiden who had a beautiful smile, with time her smile fades away and then she begins crying, and so she returns into the dark, leaving the speaker all alone. Then the sun glistened on the sand and the sea waves broke waywardly. That means the waves do not, they are not in order. They just, the water is like up and down and up and down. You see the waves up and down, the rise and the ebb of the waves. So the sun was glistening on the sand and the sea waves broke in any, they were, the sea waves were in any fashion there. The water was going from any side. A child sat playing with shells. He was sitting there on the seashore in the water and collecting seashells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. From henceforward, that bargain, struck in child's play, made me a free man. Now, finally, we see that the man wishes to be hired, a king wishes to hire him with his power. Then, a man who is very rich and wealthy wants to hire him with his money, and he refuses. Then, the third time, a maiden with a beautiful smile wants to engage him with her beauty and with her smile, but he refuses to accept that. And finally, the bargain is struck by a child who hires the speaker with nothing. While the sun was glowing on the sands and the sea waves lashed along the shores, a child is seen playing with his shells. The child raises his head and smiles as if he already knows the speaker. And this bargain of the child makes the speaker a free man. Therefore, what is the conclusion? That power, neither power, money, or lust, could free the speaker, but the power of innocence had the ability to break his bondage. The child had the power to enslave the man. And so, by being enslaved for nothing, he thus becomes a free man of his own free will. He decides to, be hired for free because he knows that there are no strings attached, and so of his own free will he decides to spend his time with this little child, and in that little child's uh, um, company, the speaker himself becomes very free and innocent like a little child. So, here we can see that when power, money, or beauty, all these things fail to satisfy, it is the innocence of a little child that attracts a grown up person. So, children, now let us look at the question answers of this poem. Who is the speaker in the poem? The speaker in the poem is a daily wage earner who is looking for a job. He wants to be hired. So he's a daily wage earner. Like you have kadiyas and you have dadiyas, people who go and go to the labor market and they look for a job every day. So it is that kind of a person. Then the king's sword in hand suggests wealth, power, or more power than wealth. So which is the appropriate one? First one, power. That is the correct answer. Then the old man offered the speaker a lot of money. So, why did he turn down the offer? Well, the old man offered the speaker a bag of gold, and it is very clear that the speaker desires job satisfaction and happiness at work, and he felt that that would not be possible if he gave his services to the old man who was busy counting his gold and weighing it one by one. So, because of this, he didn't think that he would be happy working for this miserly man who was counting every bit of his gold coins and so his money. So he felt that he would become a slave by working for this man. So it is for this reason that he values his freedom. He did not want to become a slave to this rich man's money, and so he turns down that offer. Now find in the poem lines that match the following. Read both one after another. I have nothing to give you except goodwill and cheer. That means I hire you with nothing. We have to find the lines in the poem. So the first one is I hire you with nothing. Second one, her happiness was no more than sorrow in disguise. Her smile paled and melted into tears. Then the third one, the king's might was not worth much, but his power counted for naught means for nothing. Then the next question, how did the speaker feel after talking to the child on the beach? When the speaker met the child, when the speaker met the child who was playing with seashells near the beach, he talked with that little child. And after talking to this little one, the speaker realized that he might not earn a single penny, but being with this happy child made him feel free and happy, and that gave him great satisfaction. And that is the reason why he feels extremely happy talking to that little child on the beach. So, children, I hope, yes, you have understood this poem well. Now, I would like you to write the question answers of this poem and recite the poem, like, many times. Read it so you will, like, be acquainted with the words and the ideas that the poet is trying to get across. Thank you and have a nice day.